Shakil sir, please begin.
Hello. Can I start?
Shakil sir, please begin.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Hello, audible. Hello, my name is Shakil Sayed. I am faculty of PITDS Computer Department, and the webinar is about introduction to Flutter. Sir, you can start the webinar.
Okay. So am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Tausif Sayyed. I'm going to present the introduction to Flutter. Okay. So this session is going to introductory section of Flutter. So Flutter is a framework that is created by Google, and it's a cross-platform framework that is used to develop the application, various applications in Android, iOS, web development, and the desktop applications as well. So main programming language in Flutter. Hello, Sakil sir, can you please mute your
What?
please mute your mic, please.
Okay.
Okay. So Flutter, in Flutter, the programming language is used is Dart. as we know that in Android, the programming language is Java. In iOS, the programming language is Swift programming. For web and desktop, you use the JavaScripts and all that. But in Flutter, there is only one programming language that is called Dart. So why the Flutter for the app development? Actually, the Flutter is an open source framework. Anyone can use it for any purpose and anyone can have used it for free as well. So it's a free and open source framework to develop the mobile applications, web applications, and everything. There are so many other frameworks in the market that charge for subscription models and all that, but Flutter is completely open source framework. Flutter is so fast actually. The development cycle, main thing for any platform or any framework that we want to use, the ability to develop fast. Every time we know we want to do the faster development. So Flutter provides that. Flutter is very fast. It takes only 30 seconds or 40 seconds, 30 seconds for the full compilations. Whereas in Android development and iOS development, we have to wait for a few minutes to run a particular cycle. And the main thing in Flutter, why it is super productive? It is super productive because it comes with the hot reload and hot restart. That means as you change something in the development code, it reflects in instantly on the emulator or simulator or the device where the development is going on. So it helps to reduce the time and faster development. Also, developer cannot get bored while waiting and debugging the code. The Flutter is easy to learn. Why? Because the Dart language, it's completely object-oriented programming language that we all know in Java and JavaScript. When whoever knows Java or JavaScript, any kind of a small programming language can have the ability to move to Dart very easily. And in Flutter, we only have to code in Dart programming language, not like in Android native programming or iOS native programming. In Android native programming, we have to code in Java and we have to design in XML. So we have to learn both things and switch between UIs and code and all the things. But in Flutter, there has to be only one code that is Dart. Whether you are writing the UI or you are writing the logic, it's a all Dart programming language. The Flutter has the many widgets libraries that I will going to show you. So many widgets libraries and pre-made libraries are there in Flutter. So it's ready to use widgets. It's better applications. So people have already made contribution to Flutter development community. The community and support is small rather than the other frameworks like React Native and others, but it is growing very much faster and developers are picking up Flutter in a good way. Some of the apps are built in Flutter that you don't know, that the Dream 11 that we are using so many times in while IPLs and all that. So Dream 11 is completely made in Flutter. eBay is made in Flutter. There is one gaming platform, Stadia, also made in Flutter, and the Google Pay, because Google has the Flutter is made by Google, so Google Pay, the payment system of Google, is the app is made in Flutter. As we discussed, the Flutter features of Flutter. It's a cross-platform app, easy to access and navigate native features, minimal coding, faster development, hot reload and hot restart. That we will going to cover in next slide. First of all, before moving to the Flutter, we want to see the Dart. The Dart programming language. So what is the Dart programming language? The Dart is an object-oriented language like Java. It's an open source as well and scalable programming language with many built-in libraries. That means it is scalable. That means we can divide the Dart languages into multiple classes, multiple objects, multiple methods like in Java. So the scalability of Dart language is like Java. It is also useful for developing web servers and mobile applications. So it's very universal language. It is optionally typed and single-threaded programming language or multi-threaded programming. We can decide whether we want to go for a single type and single threaded programming, or it also supports the classes, objects, and methods. But more or less, everyone is used to, or the better programming language is object-oriented language, because in object-oriented, the language is very powerful, secure, and we can have a good view and understanding of code. So in Dart concept, so the concept is everything is an object. In Dart, everything is an object, whether it's a number, booleans, functions, or null. Null is also an object. And every object is a class of inherit object. That means the objects, parent objects are there in Dart, and whatever the objects we make, that is the child objects. And the Dart doesn't support the keywords like public, private, and protected. Like in Java, we have public, private, and protected for variables, class, methods, and all that. But Dart doesn't support this. But the identifier, if the identifier is start with underscore, it is considered as a private to the library. So only that underscore is there, underscore sign is there to define that identifier is a private identifier. In the Dart tools, the reporting are there. It can report two types of problems, the warnings and errors, like in any other programming language, wherever we have used some wrong code or wrong methods, it gives us the warning, or if we have a syntax error or something, it gives the error warning. The Dart has two runtime modes, the production and check. As you can read, the production is the default runtime for optimizing of the speed that ignores many assert statements, static types, and other things. While the check mode is more developer friendly and helps you catch some types of errors during the runtime. So this was the concept of the Dart. And the example is Dart is like same as Java. There is a main method, and inside the main method, we can declare the variables, we can print the variables. So the syntax and the structure of the Dart programming is comparatively same as in Java. So if you know Java or JavaScripts and all that, you can better do Dart programming language. First, you can do the Dart programming and then move to the Flutter. That will help you the best. Now let's get back to the Flutter. How Flutter works. So Flutter has the architecture. There is an engine that is built in C++ with the Dart engine, text, SKIA, and all these things. All the modules are there. On the top of that module, there is a Dart framework, and that framework has many libraries. The foundation libraries, animation, painting, gesture, rendering. So all these libraries are supporting libraries to render the widgets. Now, widgets are the place where we are going to work actually for our app development. So we will be making, let's say, multiple widgets in Material or Cupertino. Material Android, Cupertino is iOS. So we would be making widgets that visible to on the screen. So this is the layer of Flutter architecture, that how the Flutter is working. Now Flutter widgets. As I do the widgets is like a view. It's not an activity, it's not a fragment. In Android, there is an activity, is a screen, there is a fragment, a portion of activity, but widgets are like views. It's a container. There is a container widget in Flutter. So if we see a widget like a container, that container has a child widget. So it's a parent-child kind of relationship. And all the widget has a tree. So like there is a container, inside the container, there is a row. Inside the container, there is a row. So row is a widget. So row widget characteristic is what? It will contain the many child widgets in a row. So that means let's say text and button is a widget. So everything is a widget. In Dart, everything is like objects. So in Flutter, everything is every UI object is a widget. So container is a parent widget. It has every container has only one child widget. Okay, and based on that child widget, that multiple widgets can be in the hierarchy of the trees. So let's say here it's the row. So row characteristic is uh, having multiple widgets in row. So text, button, etc. We can have multiple widgets in a row. Apart from row, let's say if it's a column, so we can have the column vertical widgets, text, buttons, image, icons, anything. Those are the child widgets. This is how the Flutter main application looks like. First, we have to import the Flutter material.dart library. That provides us, there is a main method. In the main method, there is called run app method. The run app method has material app class. So that material app, so see, the structure is like we are making the class, we are calling the class like material app, then passing the arguments in the title, theme, then everything as a, like theme data is also a class that has the primary switch variables pass on. We pass the green color, the colors dot green. So colors are also class and green color is static variables. We can pass the static things. And there is a scaffold, app bar, text, all the things are widget. The scaffold is also widget, app bar is also widget, text, the text is also widget. In text, we pass the text to display. Okay, so I will going to show this thing while working. Now there are two kind of widgets. One is stateless widget and other is stateful widget. So what is a stateless widget? Stateless widget, we can say that it's kind of a static widget. The widgets are immutable views, only one time build. So this is a text widget with the hello world value. That alignment is center. Overflow means that text will overflow in ellipses. The how many like hello world, this is welcome to the world. This kind of a long text also can be accommodated inside the where it is not getting overflow. And there is a style. In the style, we define that text style class, and the text style class define the font weight like a board. We can define the font weight, font size, font color. So many attributes can be given. So this widget, the whole widget is a stateless widget because it's like a label in Android. So we give the view as a label and then it will print on the device, on the screen. So it's a stateless. Now, what is stateful widget? Stateful is immutable, still immutable, but it contains the state W widget. that state class. State class, what is a state class? That maintain the state of the UI. Let's say if we are pressing any button or if we are writing into the any text field, so that time when we write inside the text field, that field is going to be changed. Okay. And the scaffold is the main widget that provides us two stateful widgets. And inside that app bar, text field, text buttons, so many things, we can make the stateful widget to anything. Okay. So stateful widget is like there is a UI. A UI is like what? Let's say there is a text and there is a button. So when we click on the button, the text will change, that button is clicked. Okay. So that is kind of a user input. So user input, whenever the user input any kind of an input, it can be a tap or it can be a inserting into the text field or something. So that is user input. So it detects the state is going to change. The state is going to change to update the state. That means, let's say a button or text needs to be changed, the value. So that change provides to the state class. And that state class rebuild the widget, rebuilding the widget. That means that particular widget that is going to be displayed, that is rebuilding, and whatever the changes is happening on the UI, that changes reflect on the UI. So this is the cycle that stateful widget follows. Okay. So in stateful widget and stateless widget. So when we want to display the stateless and stateful, that is going to be like based on your requirement. So requirement is like there is a form where we want to submit the form, login and registration form. So we need to have the stateful widget. Okay. Or where we have to do just a normal labeling, normal so many labels and informative things are there, not changing according to the tapping or inserting the data. We can use the stateless widget. Okay. Now Flutter also provides the async UI. Async UI means in Android we have background services or background async task and all that. If you know the Android, you will understand. So in same as in Flutter as well, there is a keyword called async. So let's say I have put here the async that is loading the data. So URL and HTTP get URL. That means we are getting some data from particular URL. So that servers will get the data in few seconds. It can take a few microseconds or it can take a few minutes based on the server response. So while the data is fetched from the server from particular URL, we have to stop the UI that is representing the data. Okay. Otherwise, it gives an error because there is no data. Okay. So while the data is getting loaded, we are waiting. So that means await. So this HTTP GET will wait for the response, and when the response will come, after that the state method will call and data is getting reflected. Okay. So this is how async and await is used in Flutter. It is very simple. We don't have to write any extra code for background process. Just wherever any method or anywhere you want to do the task, like the task is getting delayed or task is going to perform more time, we have to await, and that we have to give that function, we have to declare that function as an async function. So that async function will show that we have to await for something, some task, and then the task is awaited and the data will be printed when the task is finished. Okay. Now the layouts for Flutter, how the layouts are working. So let's say the layout is having row widgets, column widgets, and stack. Row widget means all the content, like this is one widget, this is another widget, third widget, fourth widget. All the widgets will be inside the row. Column, as the name suggests, it will inside like a column. Okay. In column, it can have the row widget, so it can be like multiple row widget, multiple column widget. So parent and child hierarchy can be possible in many ways. Let's say we have a row widget here. In first row, we can have a column. So in first row, there can be a 10 column. In second row, there can be a multiple rows as well. Row can be inside row, or column can be inside column, row inside column. Any kind of combination can be possible based on the requirement of a UI. And there is called a stack widget. This stack widget is kind of a particular parent widget. This is a parent widget. On top of it, there is also widget. I can call widget, or I can call a container. Container is also a widget. So it can be like this one box is a view, widget, container, anything. This another box on top of it. In this another box on top of it. So as the name suggests, they are the stack. And inside the stack, we can define that how it is going to be placed. It is going to be placed on center, alignment, align left, top, right, margin, padding, anything we can, background colors. And inside that particular widget, we can have any rows or column, or inside stack, we can have another stack. Okay. So it's a like in Android, we have horizontal layout, vertical layout, relative layout. All these things are the layouts are there. So same way, to make that kind of layout, we need row, columns, stacks, and all that. There is also layout called grid view, list view. So in that grid view and list view, same as grid has row and columns. So 1, 2, 3, this matrix. List view is same as column, but list view, there is also a list view widget which gives more flexibility of which number of items in list, how many items are in the list, and all that. So that maintains uh, the list view. Okay. So inside the Flutter, let's say we have developed one screen, we have designed the screen, we have designed some forms based on the container, we have designed the forms with labels, tags, buttons, and all that. So while on press of the button, we want to display the another screen. Another screen has also another like text or labels or buttons or anything. So to navigate from one screen to another screen, there is a navigator class. So like this navigator class. So navigator dot push. Dot push means we are pushing the screen to another screen. Like state is going to be changed to another screen. So we are pushing the screen. Navigator is pushing while the having context inside this context. And there is a class called material page route, which help us to go to the another screen. So another screen name is login screen. That is the class name. Okay. So we just have to provide this syntax and call another screen where we want to go. So we want to go to the login screen. So in first screen widget, wherever the on press, anything press, like we can press the buttons or icons or anything. If we want to go to another page, we can write such code and go to the another page, like in login screen. And whenever we go to another page, we can go inside in third page, fourth page, anything. But if we want to come back, from second screen to the first screen, we don't have to call that screen, we just have to pop. So screens are like stacked one on another. So whenever we are calling, the screens will on top of it, pushing and popping. So it's like a stack concept. Okay, everybody should know the stack concept. So we are pushing the screens inside the stack and we are popping out the screen. Same stack concepts in activity, Android activity is there. Okay. So any programming language, let's say, I'm going to give you the general idea. Any programming language of mobile application, we just need to understand how the UI is going to be worked, how the click on the UI should be worked, how the dynamic things should be working, and how to navigate from one page to another page. And let's say if you are navigating one page to another page and come back from another page with her data, you want to come back with some data. Before it is coming with only content, popping with content. But now I want to have some data. That means while, so see here we are navigator dot of context push. Whatever the we are doing here, we just have to give the keyword await. Why await? Because we are waiting for second screen pop and this data, name and age. So that name and age is JSON will store into this coding. Okay. So when we are, let's say we are navigator of push to another screen and then we are popping that screen. So that popping with this data, this JSON data, okay, we are popping this JSON data and that data will be here. So after this line, whatever if we want to print the coordinates, if you want to print this name and age, that will wait for the second screen to pop. Until and unless the second screen will not pop, it will wait for that printing. So we are going to the first, let's say we are from first screen, we are going to the second screen, okay, and we are coming back with some data, and that data is going to be displayed. So that is called start activity for result. In Android, it is called start activity for result. That's why I write the start activity for result for better understanding. Now we'll see the container. What is a container? So in Flutter, everywhere we are going to use the container. So container is a class of widget that has the like painting of some widget, like child widgets. It has the positioning, sizing, so many things are there. And the class container can be used to store one or more widgets that I already discussed. It can be positioned to the screen according to our convenience. Okay. So is like container is like a box to store content. Okay. Now a basic container has width, height, margin, border, padding, all these kind of attributes. And the child will have another widget. Okay. It can have a box decoration. Box decoration means a decoration of a container. Okay, let's say a width and height of the container is that 100. We can give the border color, border radius, background color, all these things inside the box decoration. We can give the margin, we can give the padding, all the things. Okay. A basic container will look like this. A basic container is look like this. A container which has the color green, height, width, height of 100, width of 30, 300. It has a padding and margin. So padding has also edge inset. These are all the classes: edge insets, box decorations, border radius, all the classes in Flutter, the Dart classes that are predefined. The libraries are predefined. So in that one, you can have the idea. So it is what the whenever you are uh, whenever you are doing the coding, you will better understand about these kind of widgets. Okay. Now, as we know that Flutter is having the platform specific UI. That means, as we know, Flutter is a cross platform, supports the cross platform. So whenever it's a single coded thing, so whenever we code something, that is going to be displayed in Android as well and iPhone as well. Let's say we want to display something different on both sides. So we can detect the platform via platform.is iOS or is Android. So let's say if the platform.is iOS, we want to show the bottom navigation. But if the platform.is Android, we want to show the drawer. As we all know that to open the menu in Android, we have a sliding drawer. When we click on the three dotted line on the left hand side of the icon, okay, it opens the drawer. While in the iOS, there are bottom navigation bar icons. Okay, so we can differentiate this kind of UI via platform specific UI via detecting the platform property. There are others all platform properties as well. Okay, there are so many platform properties are there, like dialogues. So in Android, different dialogue is there, but in iOS, the dialogues are different. Same way, the time picker and the time picker and the date picker. The same way, the time picker and the date pickers are also different inside the iOS and Android. Okay. If you want to get started with Flutter, you need to go to the documentation of Flutter. That is the docs.flutter.dev. There is a GitHub for Flutter as well. For many codes are there, and the many Flutter packages are there. Where pub.dev. Inside the pub.dev, so many Flutter packages are there. You will get to understand how the Flutter packages are imported into the Flutter application. Okay, so this whole scenario is to understand how the Flutter is working, how the UI is there, how the containers, layout widgets, and activities are there, and the basics of whole Flutter application. So you will get to enjoy the Flutter application while you get to hands-on. So for next 5 to 10 minutes, I will show you one basic Flutter application and run that application. Okay, and then we will conclude the seminar. So this is the basic Flutter app. So in this one, the main is there, stateless widget is there. So see, this is the one class, then another class. Okay, so we can write inside class and another class. Okay, so in one file, we can have, let's say, 1, 2, 3 classes are there. Okay, I'm not going to go into the deep of this because it will require more time. So I will just give you an example of this is the structure of the project. Okay, and when I run on this simulator, it runs like this. Runs like this. So when I click on this button, see, I click 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times. See, the increment is working. Okay. Let's say if I want to, I will show you one thing. So let's say after this, inside this column is there, inside the column there are many children. So these are the two children. This one text is there and the text is there. Okay. See, this text is constant because we are not going to change this text. But the counter is not constant. The counter needs to be changed. This is the variable of the counter. After that, let's say we are making a container. So it's a very easy to make a container. Okay, so this I made a container. Let me show you. I'm making a container. The container will have a width of 100 and the height of 300. And the color will be, let's say, red. So this is auto insert code. Okay. So I made 100 by 300 with red color. So whenever, see, there is 100 by 300. Okay. So let's say if I'm changing something 100 by 100 and just saving this file, automatically it is changed. That means it is hot and hot restart. As I as we saw inside this, it comes with a hot and reload restart. So this is the hot and reload restart. Whenever I change something, let's say if I'm changing hello world, just save. See, this is hello world. I am giving the style, text style, font size, let's say 20, and just save. This is font size 20. Font color, let's say green. This is font color green. Okay, so this is how the Flutter is going to. So if I want to change the app bar color, I can change from here blue to let's say red. So app bar color is getting to red. Okay, so this is how, and everything is inside the Dart. Everything is inside the Dart. Okay, so when you, if you learn the Dart language very well, you can make the app instantly, very instantly. And you just need to understand this kind of hierarchy of the variable. Let's say if it's a column, see this is a column. That means hello world is 10 number and the container is inside a column. I just let's say change to row and see this is the row. Okay, so hello world 10 and this inside. Okay, this is how the Flutter application is going to work. Okay, this is the basic of Flutter application development. We are not going for the whole Flutter development programming. We need like a full day seminar or something. Okay, so you can also go to this Flutter sources. You can also go to this Flutter sources and start learning by yourself. Okay, you can start learning by yourself. So it's a very easy and convenient to learn. You don't have to learn many languages. You just have to learn the Dart that is based on the Java and all that. It's a very simple syntax. You don't have to remember so many things as well. It's a simple and straightforward process. Google has developed Flutter a very nice way that anyone can make the app. If they have the concept, if you have the concept, you can make an app. And Flutter, let me show you this pop.dev. So this is the Dart packages, Flutter and Dart packages. So many packages are there. You can let's say I want to do the maps. So in maps, there are maps, material, Google Maps are there. Okay, location services also there. You can decide the platform, which platform you want. Okay, let's say alarm. So there is a alarm package is there, ringtone player, alarm clock. So many packages are there where you just want to you just have to import the package, install the package, and follow the example, such kind of example, and then you can have your, let's say, ringtone. Okay, so and the Flutter documentation is also uh, very good. The Flutter documentation. When you go to Flutter, documentation is like very nice documentation. You can get started and then you can just go with whatever the installation you have and then see, set up an editor, write your first app, and then all the things is here. The whole Flutter you can learn from the Flutter doc as well. Okay. So hope you guys have enjoyed this short and sweet Flutter development webinar. And if you have any question, you can contact me. Okay. So if you have any question, you can contact me on my email. Okay, guys. Thank you. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Sakil.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. Hello.
Shall I leave?
Thank you, sir, for giving us more idea about Flutter development and sharing the knowledge about and more your give your time to our student and faculties.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
इसमें क्या आपको रिपोर्ट लिखनी है, क्या क्या हुआ वेबिनार में, एक भी फोटो नहीं दिया आपने।